Hey everyone, so this week's video is going to be pretty awesome. I'm going to show you how to create a cool and simple website template. Now, various websites will have different ways of uploading templates and whatnot. Some of you may be using Dreamweaver, which is also another Adobe product. I don't know how to use it, I've never used it, so I can't really tell you how to import this in there. But, yeah, let me just show you a basic website template, and you can cut it and use it however you want to suit your website you use, or you can just watch this for educational purposes if you don't have a website. Either way, I'm going to show you my cool website template. Now, I found a similar website template online, and I just took some of their ideas and made it my own. They had one that had a whole, page of stuff and whatnot, and I'm like, you know what, if that's what you want, fine, but not everyone's going to want that, so I just kind of chopped everything up and made my own kind of version of it, kind of. And you can always edit and revise everything I'm showing you, like the colors and stuff, if you want to. This will be kind of a long-ish video. I apologize in advance for that, but, making website templates isn't like a 10-minute thing. It can take up to like half hour, but I promise you this video will not be a half an hour, I hope. So let me get started with the background. I have everything I've made grouped, that way it makes more sense and it's easy to find. So you might want to do the same, I don't know, but it's up to you. So with my background, all I did was I made a gradient background, and if you notice here, I had a white background, and all I did was take my gradient tool, and I selected a gray hue. Where is it? Yeah, I selected a gray hue of choice. I don't remember which color. I think it was this one here. Was it? I don't remember, guys. I don't remember. Yeah, anyway, it's a gray hue, and I just made it go down linear, down just like that. And that's the background all set up and good to go. Now, let's go and start with our lovely navigation. Because I think, well, actually, you know what? No, we're going to go with the header first, because the header is more important than the navigation right now. So let's go over here, and we're going to start with some really cool stuff. Where should we start? Oh my god, this is very, alright. So, this header right here is a bit confusing to you right now. Let me just get rid of a few things, and I will explain everything as I go along. Now, if I had made this video step by step like I wanted to, that would have taken forever, so I thought I would save you guys the trouble and not do that. Alright, so let me go, where's my photo? Okay, so we're going to start up here with this lovely little header that we have going on. And for the top portion, what I've done is I have taken just a regular rectangle tool, and a lot of the stuff we're going to be doing will be revolved around the rectangle tool. And I merged that layer, so it's not really a shape tool object layer anymore. It's now just a main layer. And you can do that by going to layer, and down here it'll say merge visible, and that will just let you merge it into a non-shape layer, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, so you can choose really any color you like for that, because I chose a gray, but we're going to change that anyways, it doesn't really matter. But so double click on your rectangle that you just made, for your header, and you can choose any size you like, just whatever suits your preference for website header. And we're going to add a gradient overlay, okay? And I'm going to choose for the left side, we're going to choose this color here. It's sort of a black, but sort of not at the same time. And then at the end on the right, we're going to have this one here, which is also sort of a blue, but sort of not a blue, / black. Okay, we have that going on. Sweet deal. So you now have your lovely little background made. How do you feel? And let me just make sure. Okay, yeah. So you want to make sure that it has linear for your style. I just want to make that clear, because sometimes when you go into here, it'll go to some other option. And once you have that layer already made, we're going to now add another layer above that. And we're going to go over here to our lovely little brush tool. you want to select a large brush of size. It depends on the size of your the size you're making. Mine is 1200 by I think 1500 or something like that. It's a pretty large image, so I had to go with a really large brush. I think I went with a 300 pixel brush slash 228. And on that new layer, I chose a very nice blue color, and you'll notice it's up here. What color? Alright, and I chose a blue, and I just put it right there. You can choose any colors you like, really. If you don't want to go with the blue colors I'm using, you can use a purple, pink, red, orange, green, I don't care. But again, that's basically what I'm talking about, so you can choose whatever you want there. And then we're going to add another highlight, and that's above that one. So above that layer, you just may make a new layer. And this will also be a highlight. And as you notice, this is also, oops, hold on. I'm on the wrong layer selected, guys. This is just another another blue dot with my brush here. And the reason I made it like that with a line, there's a little bit of a line there, so I made a big dot and then I kind of erased part of it on the top. And you'll see why momentarily. But yeah, okay. So you have your two highlights there. Those are the highlights for your background. Now we're going to add some other cool stuff. We're going to add another layer. And this is kind of another header background layer. But this one's going to have like a pattern to it to really like kind of darken it a bit. And let me just go and show you this pattern. Control A, C. This is the pattern that I have here for my layer. Yeah. It's a very interesting pattern. It's on a layer mask, and I call it the pattern layer. But, yeah, all I did was I just masked out a portion of my photo. So if I go here to disable layer mask, yeah, so that's what it does there. So that's my pattern that I made. I masked out the layer itself. If you didn't already notice, that's what I was doing. But I call it the pattern layer. So if I delete the layer mask, it's just black like that. But then if I go like this, it's like that. Pretty nifty. Okay, does that make any sense to you guys? I feel like I'm lost a whole bunch of people right now. But again, I'm just showing you the basics of how to make a website header and template. You don't really have to like go with it if you don't want to. But yeah. Alright, let's see. What else for our lovely header? Oh, yes. Another new layer. Make a new layer above everything else, above your highlights. And in this one, I'm going to have a lovely gradient inside here. Okay, and on this one, as you'll notice, right above where we had that other little dot that we made earlier, there's a line that goes and kind of fades out. And that I also had a gradient set to that in my layer mask. So when you go and hit layer mask, it'll also let you use a gradient. And I chose obviously linear. And I did that so that it would kind of fade out, and I chose a blue color for my line. Now, you could draw the line with a brush, or there's also a cool little feature over here, if you didn't notice. There's a single row marquee tool, and there's also a line tool here in your lovely shape section. You can do that as well. Whichever your preference is, go for it. So, yep. And then you just add a gradient to fade that out, and set your opacity down to 75%, and you have yourself your top header. That is pretty nifty. Now, we need to add some text to this to really make the header stand out and really be a header, actually. So go ahead and add some text anywhere you like. I just put Jazz T in the corner up there by my lovely little dot to give it some more depth. And I added another cool text over here. Some welcoming text right there. You are here, blah, blah, blah. Some feature and project description, blah, blah, blah. Whatever you want to put for your text, doesn't matter. Okay, now over here above the feature project description thing over there, we're going to have a center part of that. So I took another rectangle shape tool and made another layer. And that's not the right one. Just kidding. Okay, as you'll notice, I just took a rectangle gray tool, made a gray rectangle selection, and I put it right above the featured project little bit under there, and that's what I have. Boom, bang, done. All right, now in that lovely gray header, I'm going to add a photo to really bring in the look in of basically your website, to tell everyone what your website's really about. So for me, because it's JazzedTutorials, I just chose one of my random tutorial photos I've made and put it in there. Now you're going to have to choose the Alt key and bring it down into that. So hold down your Alt key and make sure that it fits inside of there. Okay? Do you feel me? I feel like I just lost a whole bunch of you. But again, I will help you in the comments if you have any questions again. Okay, so once you have that down with the clipping mask, we're going to add one more layer above that. So add a new layer, and we're going to add a strip. This is going to be a very dark gray strip just above everything to really bring in the top of your photo. Okay, so any dark gray rectangle shape tool is fine. Alright, look at that, guys. We have the header. Oh my god, we're almost done. But not quite. We still have a navigation to go through. And a bottom header as well. So now that we've done our header, we can get out of that. Now let's work on the navigation. And the navigation's quite simple, actually. It's a little bit easier than what we've been doing. So basically, you want to have your buttons and your lovely text. So basically, it's only two things. Your text and one button to really bring in the feel of your navigation. So, alright. Let's get rid of that. And I will show you that in a second. Hello. Okay. Now, putting in your text for your navigation is very simple. All you're doing is you type what you want for your headers in one line, but you're spacing each thing. So type the word home, space, 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 about, space, 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 portfolio, space, 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 and so on. Now, I want to highlight my home button more or less than anything else, which I would think you might want to too, just so people can find it really easily. So I went back and clicked on that, on my text, and only highlighted the home button and changed that to a brighter bluish green aqua color. Alright, and then right below my text, I made a button. I took a rectangle, the rectangle shape tool, and I made a small rectangle just, around the home button. And then once you've done that, it can be any color, by the way, because we're changing the color anyway. So double click it and go to Gradient Overlay. And you just want to have a bluish color over here. That one right there. And then you want to fade it into this really cool aqua green / blue over here at the end. Okay. Click OK, and OK again. And you're going to click OK, and you'll have that cool little button right there. Pretty awesome. So that's the header we have now. We are all set with the header. We're good with that. Now let's work on our bottom header. A lot of sites you'll see have a bottom header, so I figured why not go the extra mile and show you guys how to make one of those as well. Alright, so more times than one they're called a footer, but I just call them the bottom header. But again, if you want to correct me and say, oh, it's called a footer, go ahead. I know that's what it's really called, but I just like to call it something else. Okay, so basically we're going to add again another cool, sorry, I'm getting lost of words here. We're going to add another rectangle tool, okay? And on the rectangle that we've made below, and this one can be smaller, not too big, but just, enough. I would choose maybe a gray for that, but we're going to change the colors anyway. Once you have your gray or whatever color footer you want, click Gradient Overlay. Color Overlay, excuse me. Wow, I'm so used to making a gradient overlay. Color Overlay, and I'm choosing this blackish / not so black color right there. Right, click OK, OK again, and that's it for that one. Alright, and again, 100% opacity and normal. Alright, and then we're going to add a couple more things to really bring it all in. We're going to add a copyright thing over here. Copyright, whatever the year is, and all rights reserved, blah, blah, blah. The standard stuff you see on a really cool website. Although I will say some websites will actually automatically put one of those on your website, so you may not need to have one, but in case you want to put one on there yourself, go for it. That's how you do it. Just do it like that. And they actually have a copyright symbol, if you didn't notice, in your custom shape tool. There's also a trademark one as well. It's way at the bottom. And these come standard in Photoshop, so if they're not already in your shapes, you will have to load them into Photoshop, but they are in Photoshop itself. They're in your preset folder in your application section. Alright, and last but not least, we're going to add yet smaller version of our top header at the bottom. And all of them are a blue color I chose, and they're just, the standard. There's no highlighting a certain, one, but whatnot, and just, at the bottom, just put them right there. And then if we zoom out, we can get a good view of our cool website template. There we have it, a very cool and awesome website template. Now, you could use this for various reasons on various sites, whatever. You can edit this however you like. You can add what you want. In the center of our template, you could add other stuff too if you'd like, but that would be used, I believe, in Dreamweaver. You have to add some other cool stuff in there. But like I said before, I'm not really too adept to Dreamweaver. I've never used it, so I can't really tell you how to use it in that. But if you're using it on a site called Wix or sites like that, or Squarespace, or whatever those sites are they have out there that have automatic put-ins or whatever, this would be a good thing to use it for. Or another way to use this too is on the site that I use Wix.com. They're a really cool website, but on there I find I have to have everything in pieces, like each section separately. So like I'd have to have the header separately from the navigation and the footer separated from the actual header. So it'd be like in two pieces, and then the background as well would have to be a whole separate piece. But again, every site's different. I'm not sure what you're going to use it for, but whatever you use it for, just, trial and error and see what works best for your website. But this is just the basics of how to make a cool header. So I hope you enjoyed this. Hopefully it was helpful. If it wasn't, I'm sorry. If it was really a long video and you didn't really enjoy it, again, I'm sorry, but not everything in Photoshop is actually under 10 minutes. I try to keep it under 10 minutes, but not always possible. But again, thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch you in the next video. Later.